and Senator Deb Fisher to the presidential office today.
稍后即将进行的谈话会将会是由国安会的吴钊燮秘书长以及 AIT 古立言古处长一起陪同。
We're also joined today by Secretary General 钊燮 Joseph Wu of the National Security Council and Director Raymond Green of the American Institute in Taiwan. Let's welcome Secretary General Wu for his opening remarks.
Director Ray Green of the American Institute in Taiwan, members of the press corps, good afternoon. I'm super honored to introduce you two very distinguished and very important visitors to Taiwan. First is Senator Roger Wicker. He's the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, and also Senator Deb Fisher. She's a very senior member of the Armed Services Committee of the Senate, and at the same time, she's also serving as the chair of the committee, of the subcommittee on strategic forces. And I know you are all very eager to hear them, and they will give their respective remarks, and after that, they will also entertain a couple of questions from the audience. Now I would like to invite Senator Roger Wicker to say his remarks, and which will be followed by Senator Deb Fisher.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister, and I very much appreciate the opportunity to be here. Senator Fisher and I just completed a very comprehensive and meaningful discussion with the President, and I can't tell you how much that means to me personally and how much it means to our constituents back in the United States of America. The friendship between Taiwan and the United States is strong, it's long-lasting, and its future is bright. We come here today at a time of great importance and actually great danger, not only in this region but worldwide. Those of us who represent freedom and democracy and self-determination are faced with the most dangerous security moment since World War II. There is an axis of aggression that threatens the freedom of many people around the world. This axis includes the People's Republic of China, the Russian Federation, North Korea, and Iran, and they're working together as never before to challenge those democracies such as the United States and Taiwan and others who believe in freedom and elections that matter and self-determination. And so it means so much to me personally and so much to my constituents back in the United States and to the Armed Services Committee, which I chair in the United States Senate, that we have been received so warmly by the President of Taiwan. It is our determination and our intention that Taiwan remain free and make its own decisions, that the people of this republic are free from outside influences, and that that principle be also applied to the United States of America. So we are in this together. We're longtime friends, and part of maintaining the freedoms that we have is enhanced cooperation militarily, enhanced cooperation with our defense industrial base, making the best use of those funds. I'm delighted to say that the United States appreciates the goal of this great president to move to over 3% of the economy being spent on national defense by next year and some 5% by the end of the decade. That is my goal as chairman of the Armed Services Committee, and it's something I hope I can convince my colleagues in the Congress and also in the administration to do. But this is also just a moment to pause and recognize the great achievements of this great country, to say that we want you to succeed militarily, but also we are so impressed with your economy. Clearly, the semiconductor industry is important for Taiwan, and Taiwan's contribution to that for the international community will continue to be strong and continue to provide jobs and opportunities for the people of this great republic and for citizens of our country also. It's wonderful to be here, and my deepest gratitude goes to all of our friends and all of our fellow citizens of the world and our great friends in Taiwan. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Wicker. Next, we'd invite Senator Fisher to deliver her remarks.
Good afternoon. We just concluded a very productive conversation with the President, and I want to extend my gratitude to him and to the Taiwanese people for your warmth, your hospitality, and your friendship. I'd like to underscore a very key point. The bond between the United States and Taiwan is rock solid. It is built on trust. It is built on shared values. It is built on mutual respect. And I am confident that it will endure. For decades, our partnership has been anchored in democracy, freedom, and economic opportunity. Today, it is also defined by innovation and resilience. This is not a one-way street. A stronger Taiwan means a stronger United States, and vice versa. That's why both of our nations must keep working deliberately, decisively, so that we can deepen our cooperation. The benefits are clear: greater prosperity for our people and greater stability for the world. Of course, we cannot ignore the reality that we face. The Chinese Communist Party continues to threaten, to pressure, and attempt to isolate Taiwan. These actions are unacceptable. The people of Taiwan have earned their place as a respected and an indispensable part of our global economy. The United States recognizes the weight of Taiwan's challenges. We also recognize that the world is more dangerous today than at any point since World War II. That reality demands seriousness and resolve. It requires us, both in Washington and in Taipei, to invest wisely, to strengthen deterrence, and to ensure that our defenses are prepared for the threats of tomorrow. The Senate Armed Services Committee has made that a top priority, and I look forward to continuing the discussions this week about Taiwan and how they are meeting those same challenges. Once again, thank you to President Lai and to the people of Taiwan for welcoming us with such generosity. It is an honor to stand here with friends and with partners who share our value for a free, secure, and prosperous future. Thank you.
Thank you, Fisher Senator. 接下来我们即将要开放的是媒体来进行提问，现场要开放2题。首先，第一题，装饰的柜箱。
维克议员你好，我是中央社记者温桂香。我想请教维克议员，就是说在2023年，你在参议院的演说有提到，就是说台湾对于美国的重要性。现在经过了2年，您认为就是说现在全球的安全环境挑战非常的严峻，想请教你，就是说台湾对于当前世界在政治和经济环境底下，它的重要性是什么？另外呢，就是近期有一些说法，认为说台湾不需要美国的安全协助，甚至于把台湾追求民主，认为说是对中国的一种挑衅。想请教您的看法，谢谢。
Yes, I'm from Central News Agency. I would like to ask Chairman Wicker, back in 2023, you remarked on the Senate floor about Taiwan's importance to the United States. And 2 years later now, the global security environment has only grown more challenging. How do you see Taiwan's importance economically and politically in today's world? And also, recently there have been arguments suggesting that Taiwan does not need security assistance from the United States, and that Taiwan's pursuit of democracy is seen by some as provoking China. What is your view on this? Thank you.
As to the second point, of course, it's nonsense to suggest that self-determination and democracy is a threat to world peace. Quite the contrary. It is not democracies and republics where elected representatives are chosen by the people, where neighbors are threatened. Clearly, it is the totalitarian countries, the oppressive countries where the people do not have a voice, where neighboring countries and neighboring peoples have to worry at night about whether their country will be invaded. So I would reject that argument, and I think it is clearly specious in the minds of most people who've heard it. As to the first part of your question, what happens in Taiwan affects the rest of the world. The world is watching how a relatively smaller democracy is able to prosper and build a bright future for their citizens, as opposed to a larger, more militarized, authoritarian system. Clearly, it has been shown over time that open societies with free markets, such as our friends in Taiwan, succeed better for the people living there, raising their families there, and trying to earn a living and hand it off to future generations. Whether this alliance between the United States and Taiwan succeeds will be heard by people seeking to breathe free around the world, and that is one of the principal reasons for our attendance here.
继续第2题，华尔街日报的若雨。
Hello, this is Joey Wang with the Wall Street Journal. Thanks for your time and having us here. Just a quick question following up on Senator Wicker's opening remarks on the defense questions. I'm just wondering if we can get a more elaborate perspective from you on the increased defense budget, and how is that being seen on the Hill by your colleagues? And a quick question also on the deterrence. How much do you think it needs to deter Chinese aggressions, either from Taiwan, from the US, and perhaps from its allies? Thank you.
We've been told for several years now by the top generals, by the top national security experts in our country and around the world that communist China is the pacing threat of the United States of America. And I believe that. So that's one of the reasons that our defense buildup has to take place. It's one of the reasons that I hope we can convince our two parties back in the United States to move forward in a unified way to build up what we look back to from decades ago when President Ronald Reagan said he stood for peace through strength. No country has ever gotten into a war because they were too strong, because they were too able to defend themselves. On the contrary, even in our country, war has come when we let our guard down, when we thought that peace would always remain, and we did not pay attention to mounting threats. So my determination is that we be so strong that no one will attempt to challenge the peace, whether that be in Europe, as it's being challenged now in the Middle East, or here in the Pacific.
Thank you, Chairman. 接下来我们要有请工作人员先协助，让我们搬移讲台，以方便我们即将要进行大合照。抱歉，我们先让费雪参议员能够为我们来进行回答。
If I could add to your question there, this next week when we return to the United States Senate under the leadership of Chairman Wicker, we'll be taking up on the floor of the Senate the National Defense Authorization Act. That is a strong bipartisan bill that came out of the Senate Armed Services Committee, and we definitely expect a strong vote for it on the floor of the Senate as well. In that bill, we have authorized a number of programs that speak to the security of our nation through deterrence. The importance of deterrence is to be able to have friends, partners, allies around the world who work together, who share the same values, who believe in freedom, and who believe in peace through strength. So we will continue in the Senate and in Congress to move forward to finance our defense, our national security, and that includes Taiwan as well, to be part of that deterrence worldwide, to be able to take on nations that are aggressive, are belligerent, and who do not value freedom, opportunity as we do.
谢谢。继续，我们要请工作人员协助移除讲台，以方便我们来进行大合照。
Before we conclude, we will have a quick photo spray. May I invite everyone to look toward the cameras in front. Let's have a nice photo together.
这个历史性的一刻，我们很开心，今天欢迎了访团的到来。看向正前方，媒体朋友们都有获得了好镜头吗？
Have we got all the shots we need? Okay, maybe.
好，再3秒，好，更多。我们的谈话会就到这里结束，再度谢谢大家的参与，非常的谢谢，非常感谢美国联邦参议院的军委会主席以及参议员来到了台湾。我们也请媒体朋友们先在现场稍后。
Thank you. This concludes our remarks today, and thank you to Chairman Wicker, Senator Fisher, Secretary General Wu, Director Green, and to all members of the press for joining us today. We kindly ask the members of the press to remain in place until the delegation has departed for their next meeting. Thank you. All right. Thank you once
再度谢谢
again.
访团，是
Thank you once again to all members of the press for joining us today. Thank you.
也谢谢媒体朋友们跟收看直播的观众朋友，请在现场稍后2分钟。谢谢大家的与会，谢谢。
Thank you.